So again, man, I appreciate you. We had some technical difficulties earlier, but I appreciate you, jumping on here. This is actually a really special moment for me, man, because we go all the way back to freshman year in college, man, Morgan State,
Yeah.
and like I mentioned to you, this platform is really to help create stories, create insight, share business principles, strategies with creatives to really help them raise and elevate their business from really understanding the business of art. And you're someone who I know I got tremendous respect for because, one, outside of my OG, you're the only other person I know that has that academic knowledge, the book smarts, as well as that street smarts, and you make it work for you. But secondly, I consider you a creative because your background is music. You have a very rich background in music, but you also, have experience in the art world as well. We've done some art events together. You've represented and managed some visual artists. So, and you have a really creative mind. So I consider you a creative, and I think that you have some insight and knowledge that will really be very useful for the artist that's going to see this and check this out.
Okay.
So I appreciate you, being on here, bro. I wanted to, one of the first, we can get straight to it. One of the first questions that I really wanted to ask you that I've been really having a lot of discussion around is artists. I find that artists, or visual artists specifically, they have a unique set of challenges that the traditional, the typical entrepreneur don't have. There are some things that are kind of universal, but I find that they have in business, traditional business, the business owner is creating a product. I'm sorry, he's working with the consumer to solve a problem. He's creating services or products that's solving that solution for that customer, right? So it's a different relationship. But artists, they're creating something in advance. They're creating this art, and then they're turning around. Unless it's a commission piece, they're creating art, and then they're trying to sell it to a potential buyer or collector. Whereas in traditional business, the customer is kind of dictating what the business owner is going to create. Because the customer is saying, I need you to solve this problem. The business owner goes and solves that problem. The artist is saying, I'm creating a product and I want you to buy it.
Okay.
And so it creates some unique set of challenges for them. Would you agree?
Nah, I like I told you before, I think it's a mind state thing. I feel like that creative people are looking for the business side of the creativity to be the same, and it's not. You know what I'm saying? So like I was saying before, I feel like creatives in their creative mind, they live in a perfect world. All right.
Yeah.
But it's not a perfect world. They want a commission piece. They want it to be the price that they think it should be. They want somebody to appreciate it the way they appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? They want them to know the work that they put in. Nobody cares about that. It's a consumer-driven business. You know what I'm saying? So to go to what you said about, oh, boy, they're creating the art and then they expect somebody to buy it. The music business is the same way. You create songs and you expect somebody to buy it. The movie business, unless you're a big star, if you're Spike Lee, you create it, she's got to have it, and you sold it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? These people match the creativity with the business. Creatives are emotional over their product, right?
Right.
Me being a manager for 20 years before I went in front of the camera, I've learned you don't be emotional over your product. It's a product.
Right.
It's there to be sold.
Right.
So when you get emotional over this painting, this sweatshirt, this this knife that I'm making. This is the special knife that I want to sell for culinary. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Once
Yeah.
you get emotional over it, you've lost the game.
Right.
So many people that are creative don't make it because of the business side, and they hate it, right?
Right.
But they don't understand that the people that's trying to teach them the business hate the way they think too.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For some reason, because they make the art, they think it's all about them. No, it's all about who's buying the art. That's where they missing it. It ain't about you. You hope somebody appreciates you enough to buy your shit. So in the music business, it's not about you. It's about what the consumer wants.
Right.
Period. When I'm making my clothes and my branding, right? The hoodie you got on is a better quality than the hoodies that I get the embroidery on. Right?
Right.
They're different prices. They're for two different things. I don't get upset if somebody says, I need a better, thicker hoodie. You know what I do? I go buy a better, thicker hoodie because I want to sell my shit.
Right. Right. That's good. That's good intel. You gotta listen to the consumer.
Yeah. But what I find with a lot of creatives, they don't want to listen to the consumer. They don't understand that the consumer is the biggest part of their job, is to know what's going on out here in the world. Not to say you don't do your own vibe. I take it to the music business too. You could be a tremendously creative person. You could sing like Patti LaBelle, but don't nobody want to hear that shit off the bat.
Right.
Just want to hear some harmony shit that we could sing to in the shower. Once you get me like in your shower singing style of music, then you can bring me the Patti LaBelle style and I'll buy that shit too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The creators, they don't embrace the business, but they want you to embrace their creativity, which is ass backwards to me.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think you hit it on the you hit the nail on the head. You know, it is mindset. I believe 90% of it is definitely mindset, because, you know, most of the artists that I work with, visual artists that I work with, don't even see themselves as entrepreneurs.
Which is already, they already lost the battle.
You already lost the battle.
Not only are you an entrepreneur, you're your own business and your own brand.
Right.
So if you're not even looking at yourself that way, you already lost your value. Your mind is already thinking some shit that's not correct. So when you have a businessman like me come in and say, yo, like me and you talk, stop doing these big ass canvases, all right? These people are buying $300, $400 canvases that are a fraction of the size that you're taking all day to paint. How many of these little fucking canvases can you make me? Right? Then the creative turns around and says, it doesn't work like that. I turn around and say, yes, it does. It does work like that. Are you dope? Are you dope enough to do these fucking 14 smaller canvases in a week and they hot? That's the gifted motherfucker. That's the dude that understands that you have to work with the businessman in your corner. The businessman isn't your butt boy to carry out your wishes that you don't even know you need to carry out because you don't even know you a brand. Right? So if you got people there, if you're creative, you have to hire somebody that can do your business. Sales, manage, whatever, however you want to take your business in that direction. Sales is a major part of what's going on. And creatives, people who do sales hate working with creatives. Yeah. It's challenging, right? You know, because you touched on a lot of things right there, but you know what I've learned is
you have, it depends on the objectives and the goals of the artist, right? You come across artists who have a lot of different objectives for their art and their craft. But a lot of them are like, it's not about the money, you know, yes, I want to make money, yes, I want to pay bills, but it's more important for me to find the right buyer and all this stuff, right? But I'm like, you know, you gotta, if you're in business, you're in business. You can't be in it halfway. You can't be a hobbyist. You have to be in it to win. And I'll give you an example. I talk to a lot of visual artists about, you know, getting into print production. So what you just talked about was scale, right? You can make a lot of money by just decreasing the scale of your work, create more of them, and selling them at a lower price point. But you're selling so many that you've now made more than trying to sell one big piece. The same applies for the prints. You put a little bit of money up front. It may take you $400 or $500 to produce 100 prints. But here's what I tell a lot of artists, right? You try to sell one big piece for $1,500. It may take you 3-4 months, some cats a year to sell that.
A year, yes.
Right? But you go and reproduce 100 prints and sell those at $100.
That's $10,000.
You got $10,000 off of that same work. You've done that work one time now, and $100 for a high quality print like a GA or something, that's not a lot of money. But now you're in 100 households, you've made 10 grand, and now you're in business and you're profitable and you can pay your bills and you can be comfortable and you can scale and you can travel and go to exhibitions. You can go to New Orleans, music fests and stuff like that. Now you're in the positive. But I have artists that's like, I'm not into prints. I don't want to decrease the quality or the integrity of my work. You know, I'll let this original sit for how long it's going to sit. And I'm like, you know, I don't get into telling artists what to do, but I'm like, you know, I think if you want to be a profitable business person, entrepreneur, you have to utilize. Some of the biggest artists in the game utilize prints. All these guys, Hebrew Brantleys,
Naturals, even
Natural,
like the Natural, everybody, the Emilio Ramos on all levels and scales. But listen, Emilio was the first artist that I know that understood the business. He was selling pens, T-shirts with prints on them, like rugs. Like he understands the game. Like his art isn't just about the painting on the canvas. There's so many. When I tell people with the painting on the canvas, I say, well, how about the dude that makes the sculptor? That's art too. You don't make that, but that counts. That counts. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Exactly. So it's so many ways to get your art out there. The Emilio Ramos pen was the best thing that I seen. It was cheap. It was affordable. He gave you the sketch thing. If you wanted to learn how to sketch his signature sketch, you can have it. Why? Because I can do all this other shit. I'm doing murals. I'm doing everything. It's those creative people, I feel like, that they don't think they could do anything else. They're not broadening their mind. If you give me that painting, I can take that same painting. I can make a print. I can make a print on a T-shirt. I can have you paint it live and let it dry and it's worth. I can take that painting and make it into a pen and sell that painting on a pen. It's so many ways. I can take the painting and make socks and make interesting socks and sell my socks for $20, $30. What are we talking about? It's all art.
It's all art. It's marketing and branding. And I think that's why it's so important that we have these discussions and we create these platforms to really keep sharing this knowledge, because I think what it is, I saw a video from this sales and marketing guru maybe 5 or 10 years ago, probably about 10 years ago now. And he was saying, we don't really have a wealth gap what we really have is a knowledge gap, right? And so what we really have to do is these artists who are struggling in these areas, we got to make sure that we getting them this information. Or that's my job, you know. I feel like that's my passion, you know, as an advocate, you know, and that's the value that I believe I add.
Let me ask you a question.
What's
Let me
up?
ask you a real question.
Yeah.
We know these people are hard-headed, monumentally.
Yeah.
Painters
Yeah.
specifically,
Yeah.
you know that I've worked with a couple of them. All right. I managed one, but worked with mad of them doing pop-ups and all that. Okay.
Absolutely.
They're more hard-headed than a street rapper.
Yeah.
Straight up. Because most people that paint have a higher consciousness of things. It's like you're borderline genius or crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just it is what it is. So when you're breaking down common knowledge business to them, if they don't get it, they're in position where they have to get lucky, or they're gonna be a tremendous talent that was never seen. Yeah. See, I salute you for trying to help them. Right. At this point in my career, I'm fed up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because the things that they do, you know, I had a painter. You know what I'm saying? Like she was set. We was lit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I did a pop-up shop when I had the other painter. I did the collaboration. Sold all of them. Yeah. It was lit. I gave him more stuff to collabo. I still ain't get this shit. I got one coat in one bag. And we supposed to have 14 pieces. We supposed to do a pop-up shop last year for my birthday because we was going to sell out because it's my birthday, and it still hasn't occurred. They have poor business acumen. They think that being poor is fucking cool. I saw a man at Art Basel crush a Fiat. Fiat, which is $8,000. He crushed it, hung it in the air, and sold it for $38,000.
You know, like I said, I know it's for everything that you're saying is why I feel like it's my mission to get through to, and I may not reach. My goal isn't to reach them all, but if I can reach a handful and help them change their lives, man, I feel like my job was well done. Also,
I feel like I need to reach you though, Ma, because with your collection, I said, I feel like that I need to do the same thing with you that you doing with them, because with the collection you having, I would just say, fuck them, buy their shit and start your own gallery.
That's in the
online. You can get a warehouse for cheap. You can start it online, and you can have a most magnificent collection. And because you bought it, it's worth more money. You only got to resell one to make your shit popping.
Yeah.
Like, because maybe you got faith in them. I don't. And I hope that y'all creatives are really paying attention, because I'm down with the creative movement, and I love to make money. Right? Yeah. If you don't become financially free, there's nothing you could do out here.
I still got faith in, man. You know, but you know what I've learned is with the value that I bring to the table, I have to play a different game, right? Have you seen Founder, the Ray Kroc? Have you seen the Founder movie? You ever see the Founder movie with Ray on Ray Kroc, the McDonald's franchise guy? So Ray Kroc, you know Ray Kroc's story, right?
No.
He revolutionized the franchise business he pretty much stole McDonald's from the McDonald brothers, but he went to them with the idea of franchising their restaurant, and from there he kind of built up. It became successful, and the McDonald's started popping up all over the country, but the overhead was so high, he wasn't really making money. He wasn't making a profit off of the McDonald's franchise, you know. But a financer, one day he ran into a financer leaving the bank. He met this financer that was like, you know, I have a way that I believe that you can make some money and make this, you know, profitable for you. And so after talking to Ray Kroc, he was like, Ray Kroc, you're not in the burger business, you're in the land business. So what the way that he became the multimillionaire early on wasn't from the McDonald's franchise. It was actually from, he bought the land and he leased it to the franchise, the franchise owner.
The franchisee.
Yeah. So what I've learned is, you know, my art advocacy business, that's flipping burgers. But I'm working on some projects right now that's going to be in the background. That's going to be my land businesses where I'm going to really monetize the value that I add. Because it's just like anything. You have to have multiple streams. You also have to have a way to get to that bag. You know, you got to have a solid, just like, you know, the franchise business for McDonald's, it was working. But, you know, on the outside, you would think that they was making, you know, they was successful. They was operating in the black. Profitable. But in fact, they was in the red. He was about to go bankrupt until he switched it and he changed up the whole business model. He started buying the land and leasing it to the franchise owner. So
but he was open to listening to a businessman. Yeah, that's the key. See, I gotta stop you there for the people that's watching it, because that's the marriage.
It is. It is.
He trusted that businessman and said, "Let me try this." Okay, the painters are making less money than the McDonald's man was, and they still won't listen. That's key.
It is.
That's key. And let's delve into race. Yeah. We're talking about black artists.
Yeah.
We're not talking about Hispanic.
Right.
We're not talking about white, because Hispanic painters have a big market across a huge market around the world. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
White, every other race, Russian painters. The only people who don't have like a foundation to me as painters, visual artists, as you call them, are black people, right? And I got a big theory behind this, and it's very quick.
Yeah.
Slavery didn't end that long ago.
Right.
White people know about generational wealth because they had wealth for generations, okay?
Right.
We haven't had it. Like, people don't listen to the words generational wealth. What black people in this country can we say have generational wealth, right? That one black dude that walked around and said, every brand in this country that's big is a last name. It's not a brand. It's Kraft, it's Pillsbury, it's Heinz. All these is last names of motherfuckers. Procter and Gamble, Parker Brothers. These are all last names.
Right.
Okay? And this is generational wealth. Then they let other white people get in on the generational wealth and get schooled too. Okay? So while people say, oh, slavery was what, 155 years ago? 155 years ain't long. My father's 78. You put my father and my mother age together, they had 156 years. How about that?
Right.
They don't know shit about generational wealth, bro. They know about getting a job and get retirement, bro. You know what? Black people leave ourselves up to fend for ourselves every generation that goes round and round. And because we don't know nothing about putting money in a trust or anything. When you heighten your financial knowledge as a creative, you'll now understand why we're telling you this. Right. But we don't have the knowledge. We don't have the knowledge to pass down. That slavery thing, if people really, really, really think about it, my grandmother was just born outside of slavery. 20 years.
Right.
They couldn't
That's
even,
real.
they
That's
wasn't
real.
going to school, right?
Right.
The cops was arresting slaves. That was the new way to do it. That's why they set up the cops to arrest slaves. During all of this time, you can't get any schooling and knowledge. Very few people had it. You see what I'm saying? You couldn't go to the same schools.
Right.
Yo, we didn't even know during the Depression that the white people in the stock market made more money during the Depression than almost any other time, except for right now. They killed in Corona.
Yeah. That's where financial literacy is key. And you're right. The whole point of all of this is teaching financial literacy and generational wealth. It's not a selfishly motivated agenda. It's not just so you can be, the next hot artist and, hey, look at me, I'm making all this money. It's about building generational wealth and creating opportunity for the community, being able to reach back. One of the things, and that's interesting you brought this up, because I was going to ask you, you pretty much answered it already, but it's like, I think it's really important for us to get to that bag, to become financially secure so we can invest in our friends and family. Knowing you for so many years, almost 30 years now, one of my main goals in hustling in corporate, also hustling, through my side hustles, I always wanted to make it so I could invest in a lot of your music ventures. But, why do you think that more of us, why do you think that, we don't, as a community, Black folks don't invest in our friends and families as a culture? You look at other groups, ethnic groups, they do it. It's like commonplace.
Common practice.
You know what I mean?
It's financial literacy, bro. Bro, listen, like, my wife asked my father, does he know what I do? And I've been doing this shit since you and Kenny introduced me to throwing parties with Bobby. My father looked at my wife and said, I don't even know what he do. He could care less what I do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There is no interest in what's going on because he don't know nothing about it.
Right.
I'm the only entrepreneur in my family. I'm the only one that has never had a job. The only motherfucker.
Wow. I don't think I knew that. That's crazy.
There was nobody. I don't know nobody else that's never had a job.
So you created the blueprint for your family.
I'm the only one that ever did it, but they're scared. Nobody even wants to delve into whatever it is. They're scared. The only one that might have done it is my daughter. Maybe. Maybe she will in the future.
Right.
But with the style of mother that she has that's on top of her, she's going to be pointing her college, because you're smart, college. And I tell everybody, who you know that enjoyed their life more than me? With the ups and downs.
Yeah.
I don't do nothing. I just came from Miami. I'm yawning. We was in Miami for 3 weeks straight on vacation. Chilling, doing work, by the pool. I'd rather do that than have to get up in this 9 to 5 and answer to somebody else what they got going on. You know what I'm saying? And it's been a slippery slope. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just to zone out on what you said, we don't invest because we don't know anything about anything. Black people don't invest in themselves. This is what you're trying to get them to do as painters.
Right.
You're trying to get them to invest in themselves.
Right.
I got partners, people that work for me. It's very hard for them to spend money on themselves. I have no fucking problem with it. I need a new computer. I need a new camera. I need a sauna. My father even looked at me and was like, yo, I couldn't buy all this stuff at one time. I don't get it. And I said, but Dad, you don't buy everything that you need? I need this shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just what it is.
Right.
So if I don't get what I need, how am I going to succeed? That's the financial thing. Look at white people. White people will have a painter and say, yo, give me 20 portraits, right?
Right.
And I'm gonna spend 100,000 to promote you. We ain't gonna sell nothing until next year. All right, we're not even thinking about it. I'm gonna give you $50,000. I'm gonna invest 150,000. We 150,000 in the red, but promotions and marketing is everything. By the time I get done with showing these people, and we go to Art Basel, and we go to New Orleans, and we go here, and we do our own gallery pop up or whatever that you want to call it, they're gonna be buying our shit for 5,000.
Right.
We $5,000 motherfuckers right now.
Right.
That's just what it is.
Right.
But you got the black person. I ain't putting no money in promotion. I'm just gonna get my homeboy to let me get his spot, and I'm gonna try to sell all these paintings for $150, $200. 5 people buy $200 paintings. They walk out with $1,000. They happy. I'm walking out like you broke as fuck. What you gonna do with that? I smoke $200 of weed a week. Fuck you gonna do with that $1,000? You ain't got no kids. You got a car. You got a girl. You got a wife. You broke.
Yeah.
Now, while you playing around with your art, your wife leaving you, your kid don't like you, and you ain't got no car to go get no money. Now you a struggling fucking artist now with more talent than Van Gogh.
Right. The worst title that I that's my mission, man. I want to eliminate that from these cats' vocabulary. Gotta get out that struggling artist lane, man.
Oh, I hate that. Oh, I hate that, yo. I hate when they say, "What's this line, Marlon?" It ain't about that for me. Well, what's it about?
All day.
I'm hungry.
All day.
I'm hungry. I like eating shrimp and lobster and popping champagne and traveling where I want to travel, buying what I want to do. Fuck all that. I like being comfortable. If you ain't got no money, when you get some money, there's nothing like that type of comfort, bro.
Right. I mean, what's the mindset?
I'm trying to explain to them.
What's the mindset that you need? Because you brought up an interesting point. You've never had a 9-to-5, correct?
Never.
And you going on, it's been decades of you being an entrepreneur and surviving as an entrepreneur. What is the mindset? Because that's a big fear, right? Because it's comfort getting that check every 2 weeks and trying to do art on the side. What's the mindset do these artists need? What do they need to have to really survive full-time as an entrepreneur, art entrepreneur?
Financial vision, long term. What I notice, people think a lot short term. They think about like my partner. He says, "Yo, we gonna get this check. Yo, cause we have to get this little check. Yo, if I get this we get this 50,000. Yo, this 25,000 can hold me for 6 months." I said, "You already thinking wrong. Fuck is you talking about? If it holds you for 6 months, that means that you're gonna be broke in 6 months." If I'm saying this 25,000 got to do something.
Right.
This got to be the building point on something else. So I tell him, yo, download Weeble. Just download Weeble, put $100 in there. They're gonna give you free stock. They're gonna give me free stock. Show them my whole day trading. Follow my lead, bro. Nope. Not doing it. Yo, bro, even if you making $400 in 4 months, it's better than your money just sitting there. I take classes for this shit. Cash is trash, is what they say. Right. So I'm moving my money to the savings. I got another savings over there that I never even touch. But now I'm trying to invest. I'm not.
Have your money making you
investing my whole life. I just started.
Yeah. See, that's the next level. Having your money make you money. Right.
But they can if they sell some. If they sell some work.
Yeah.
If they put the business behind the work. See, it seems so far to a lot of people to put the business behind the work. One painting One painting at $300, you take $100 and you put it in the stock market, day trade. You spend that $100, you find your little $5 stock, buy 20 shares of that.
Right.
Now you doing something. Go ahead, rock off with the 200, because that shit ain't shit anyway.
Right.
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 So so at least now you're putting your mind frame into business and trying to make something off of something you've earned already. That's the key.
And
right?
you use those same skills to keep. Once you have more money, you're doing the same things at a greater level. Now you're doing it with $2,000 or $3,000. The same thing. That's powerful. That's some concepts. That's some business knowledge that we all have to adapt to. Because now you're talking about, again, you using your money to make you money. You earning passive forms of income where you put in the market. You don't have to work. You don't have to go to a job or be somewhere physically to see the return on that money.
You can let it later. That one $5 stock can potentially go up to $100, and you fucking got 2,000. It could go up to 1,000. I look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin was 300, now it's 20,000. Come on, what are we talking about?
23,000. Yeah,
that's all over saying. You see what I'm saying? And I had it when it was pennies, and I didn't get up on it because why?
Right.
I wasn't financially literate. I didn't understand how to buy the shit. I was scared. I thought that day trading was the same as options trading. I didn't know.
Right.
I didn't know.
Right.
And the white people not telling you. They ain't telling them what's up. What?
Right.
But then they don't have to, because Marlon and Randy is trying to tell them, and they like, I don't want to hear that shit.
Right.
Straight up to my face. Straight up to my face. Yo, everybody I tried to get on Weeble has not done it. Not one person has done it. Not one. And I can show you my line, my shit all green. I got 2 accounts, one with me and my wife. I got a little bullshit one with $1,000 in my own, because I'm still learning.
Right.
But I got dreams of being on the fucking beach and clicking over money, okay? I fucking dream it first, my man.
Yeah.
Like when I tell people, I fucking took off 4 months in a row one time and ain't do no work. And everybody was like, are you out of your mind? No. I need to recharge myself, bro.
Right.
I know what I need. 3 weeks in Miami wasn't enough. I'm fortunate. I can go recharge my batteries. That's why me coming home, signing on your mom, I'm home. It's 11 o'clock. I'm still, if you willing to get on, let's get on.
Right.
I'm charged up, ready to go. My mind is in the right place. Yeah. I got a couple dollars in my pocket.
Yeah.
What's stopping me right now?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Nothing.
And when you working for yourself, man, it's fun, man. It don't feel like work. You know, now if you ask me, could I jump on at 11, 12 o'clock at night to do some work for my job, for my 9 to 5? It'd be different. You'd be getting a different kind of energy.
We're like, nah, yo,
you know?
we need to, can we do this in the morning or something? Like, if it wasn't such your art vibes business, I would be rolling up on. I roll up on my interviews, roll up, smoke, what up, talk about whatever we want to talk, and people be chiming in. I be like, I work for myself, bro. Right. Everybody knows I smoke weed. I've been doing this since I was 13. It don't stop me. It helped me. You know what I'm saying? It has different effects on different people. Weed zones me out, and I'll go to West Bubba to do work. I don't even care. But if I'm not high, I'll be like, this shit mad fucking boring. I get bored easily. This shit's trash, right? This shit boring. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So everybody got their thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just, if people listening to your thing and you dropping these shows, the number one thing I would tell people who are trying to find their financial way through creativity, find somebody you trust to help you make logical decisions. If you don't, it's as simple as that. If you can't do it, If you don't know, you gotta have somebody you trust.
That's it.
Somebody. The
Yeah.
person you trust, have them, yo, bro, what you gonna buy first? A $1,500 canvas painting or a $100 print? I'm getting $100 print. You better get you some prints.
Yeah.
It ain't even nothing to say.
That's it. That's
Get you
it.
some prints. You know what I'm saying? And we go from there.
Yeah.
That's what they need.
I agree 1000%, bro. Hey, we covered a lot, man. I want to get a few before we wrap up. What do you got planned for 2021? Are you gonna do anything different? Are you gonna do
as far as how my career's going, or mentally, financially?
Mentally, financially, health, holistically, the whole nine. Like,
well,
are you looking to do what you're already doing better? Are you looking to pivot, do something? Did 2020 teach you to pivot and do some things differently? What's 2021 looking like for you?
Well, being in the music business and surviving for 20 years, you always got to pivot. Okay, so me making a pivot is surviving working by yourself. Very few people. Look at Puff Daddy. Puff Daddy made a lot of money recording records, right?
Right.
But guess where he got most of his money from now? Ciroc, liquor.
Yeah.
He pivot.
That's a strong pivot too.
He had to make a pivot. Look at Jay-Z.
Yeah.
You use your fame to pivot. Look at 50 Cent.
Yeah.
Anybody in the music business that stays alive has a monstrous pivot.
Absolutely.
Okay? So Absolutely. You use what you got. Like, if I was a painter and I met, the prime minister of Russia, what are we talking about? I'm only doing murals in Russia now. Fuck black, whatever. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Like, I'm not trying to go be Van Gogh. Like, if Obama's my guy, I'm going with Obama. And I'm going to go as how Obama go. I'm Obama's painter and photographer. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a businessman.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's just what it is. But my pivot is still flowing through my podcast, right? Mm-hmm. For me, if people want to really know what's up, I started out as a manager. Mm-hmm. I started as a promoter first. Right. Then I went into managing. Then I got a break within the music business. Started managing producers, songwriters. Worked with Rock Wilder, managed him, Big Draws, Maya. Just name a few. Puff Daddy. I worked with a lot of people, right? Right. So my first pivot from managing was if you don't make that big bang managing, I had a shot. I helped put Trey songs on, caught $1 million for artists. It didn't work. Caught some more money for artists with Rock Nation, didn't work. So I said, you know what? I am a good manager, but that might not be where I'm going to get my millions from. You know what I'm saying? People say, yo, you live a good life, the money you making, the type of thing but I still want more. You know what I'm saying? Right. So in order for me to do this, I said, maybe managing is not the thing for me. So I stepped back from that. Worked in the clothing line, helped my man get about $1 million from an investor. Became vice president of the clothing line, learned a lot about clothing. My sister died. I went back to start DJing. Napster took over. The music business wasn't making no money, so you had to go to nightlife. I pivoted with the DJing. People was like, you fucking DJing? Yeah, well, how you doing that with the money that you used to make and blah, blah, blah? Well, I'm making $500 a night, and I'm working 3 nights out the week. That's $6,000 cash. And I'm only working 12 hours a week, drinking and partying. Right. What are you doing for $6,000 cash? Because that's like I'm making $10,000 working a fucking 9 to 5. You see what I'm saying? Right. What are you doing? I pivoted from that. The lounges closed down. I worked with an app company. Right. You know what I'm saying? That was doing music because it was still in flux. I got put on the podcasting. My podcast just got picked up by Hot New Hip Hop. So now it's a show on Hot New Hip Hop. We interview on This Is 50, and Revolt called me about doing segments. Kenny Smith, hopefully, is going to mentor me, get me on TV, talking sports. I'm doing all these different type of things. I'm doing voiceovers for FIBA right now, starting January 25th.
Nice.
And I never, if my business sense was low, I wouldn't be doing this. And I'm gonna put my partner on blast, because my partner been doing this shit for 9 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the number one thing that I asked him, I said, yo, you super duper talented. Why are you doing this shit for 9 years? Oh, I was just waiting for shit. You know, things didn't come to me.
Right.
What the fuck you mean things didn't come to you?
Right.
You know, I was waiting for somebody to see us or swoop down, give us a deal. That's not how it happens.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? One out of 1 million people, somebody swoops in and gives them a deal. But the rest of us, we're working and we're planning.
Right.
We're on Hot New Hip Hop, not because they reached out to us. They reached out to me to book Clue.
Yeah.
And I helped them get that done.
Right.
And then I asked them, like, do y'all need content? And he said, I see everything you doing. Nobody got your show picked up? No.
Right.
Do you want it? Hell yeah, I want it. Can y'all go weekly? Hell yeah. If y'all go weekly for 1 month, we start doing profit sharing and sponsorship the next month. We on Hot New Hip Hop now.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying?
Congratulations, bro.
Thank you. But your mind gotta be open. I go out to California on the 12th to start with Revolt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because my mind is open. Once I got in, I said, well, what am I gonna do to make the money? Because everybody's like, yo, you blowing up. Yo, your shit is dope. Our shit is cool, but I ain't making no money.
Gotta get that real money.
So I'm telling my wife, I'm sorry, I just gotta tell you this. I'm telling my wife, and she's like, just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Nah, you can't enjoy it. Making the money is how you know your shit is in demand.
And that's how you can measure your success. It's hard to measure it without the money. You know, I gotta give you your flowers, man. You've been doing this for a long time, man. You've been grinding, you've been hustling, and you've been making it for a long time, man. Since I know you, you know, like you said, going back to the party promotion days. But, you know, this pivot, I have to say, from the outside, and you may think differently, but from the outside looking in, this has been one of your strongest pivots. And I'll say that because up to this point, you've been investing and sowing into other people's careers.
Yeah.
Now you're going into yourself, bro. And I'm seeing it. Like you said, you're enjoying it. You having fun. You know, you living life. And I'm enjoying the content that you creating, man. Y'all are doing something I think that's really, really cool. And you starting to see the, you know, the rewards of that labor. So, you know, as always, keep at it, man. This is a lifelong. This hustling is in us. So whether we up or down, we still gonna be hustling.
Yeah, exactly. I must say this is definitely my strongest pivot. I mean, I would have never thought that in life, and that's why I'm on this show with you, explaining to these people that do art that have a God-given talent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Honing the talent isn't just in the painting. Honing the talent is the totality in you becoming a brand. You're not a brand at first. Like I tell you, because everybody drops that line, oh, you're a brand, you're a brand. You're not a brand at first. You're a business at first. You're a business that is trying to lay a constant standard to become a brand. Once they know what they're getting from you, then you become a brand. Period. But you got to become a business first. And that's the key. Like,
I like that.
You know what I'm saying? And that was a big thing on the Bagfield show. Everybody was like brand, brand, brand. And this is a new terminology of the younger generation. And I just had to tell them, you don't drop as a brand. A brand you build over years.
Absolutely.
You build over standard, reputation, quality. You know what I'm saying? Then you become a brand, and then you carry on to the next level. You know what I'm saying? But they have to focus on becoming a business. And all you people that's doing art, painters, visual, or artists, you need a team. Absolutely. Just because you're the only painter doesn't mean you don't have a team. It's okay to have a lawyer. When you have a team, you're more valuable. You got to pay them, but you demand more money. So you're a $500 dude with no team, right? Right. With the team, you're a $1,500 dude with the team. Now you might have to pay your team $500, but you walking away with $1,000 instead of $500.
That's a gem.
That's the key. Wow. Your team is everything. If I'm walking in there and Marlon's pulling up, Marlon got the Bentley, I'm pulling up in the Lamborghini, my lawyer's pulling up in the Porsche, my assistant's pulling up in the Maserati. Is a scared? They know they got to pay me. Right. Yeah. Yo, what the fuck did we just do? All these motherfuckers are pulling up in exotics. How much did we pay this motherfucker? Right. That's how you get your value increases by the people around you, by your circle, by your power. It's all a power play. Finances is a power play. When you're building your business, look to be powerful. Don't look to sell. Look to command sales. Right. And you can't do that alone. It's not possible. That's dope. Hey, I think we got to end on that note. You dropped major gems, brother. Again, I appreciate you, bro. I will be in touch, and we're going to do some business soon in the near future. Bet. Let's do it. And when you get your clips together, send it to me so I can post it. You know what I mean? Definitely. I got it. All right, bet. All right, peace. All right, well.